right, it looks like we're here, up here in Kentucky. This is just one spot where the tornado hit. I was coming up here to check on the people that the RV center place up here, and it looks to me like, from what I was told, that it's gone and all their inventory is gone. We'll see here in a minute if it is. Yep, it looks like whoever told me what they told me, this is all gone. Yep. This is originally where my Palomino camper was sold from, right here in Mayfield, Kentucky, at this particular RV center place. Looks like the building itself, part of it's still here. And some of their RVs is still here. So it wasn't just a total wipeout. I can see RVs back over there on the backside that are all tipped over and destroyed. But I was told that Youngbloods had gotten hit, and I just came back from Youngbloods, and Youngbloods wasn't hit. Boy, it's something whenever chaos like this hits, how much misinformation can come out at first towards this being tore up, or that being ruined, or that being destroyed. It's just remarkable in how devastating that the information can be of how people can get things all twisted and turned around. Now I'm back off the road here. I can see where a lot of them got damaged, and some of them even got destroyed, like back over there. I just imagine Youngbloods and all these other camper RV centers, their business will probably become very, very good within the next couple months towards people getting loans and buying campers. Let me ask this guy something if I can. I imagine some of these RVs was being worked on at the time. Wasn't even theirs, for maintenance issues. Extremely, extremely sad. Hey, sir.
Yes, sir.
Did your camper get hit?
Yes, sir.
It did.
Why?
I'm just looking around. I'm seeing all this damage. It's 1,000 wonders it didn't destroy, just total all of them out of the parking lot.
The manager's here. You probably ought not to ride around in here. There's a hot electrical lines and all.
Is it?
And glass everywhere.
Okay. Thanks for telling me that.
If you do, you're going to puncture a car.
Okay, I'll get on out of here. I got a Palomino. This is where my Palomino come from.
Okay, yeah, I bought one here too years and years ago when he's just in that little shop
Right,
over there.
right, back years ago.
Yeah, when the yellow and green.
Right.
I forgot what kind, but anyway.
Well, thank you for talking to me.
You're welcome.
I'll
sir.
just back out.
I just so much glass and debris that.
Well, do you live here in this town?
No, I don't live in South Fulton.
You don't.
He lives in Fulton. He lives on the way to Martin.
Okay.
We're just come up here to pick his trailer up.
I got you. I got you. I mean, you don't live in Mayfield here?
No, I don't.
Boy, I'll tell you, they really got hammered, didn't they?
They did. And I live closer to Sandburg.
Oh, you got hit too then.
Well, no, I don't. I didn't. I live in Fulton. Sandburg's not that far, but Union City and Sandburg and Casey and all.
Is it Sandburg where they had some fatalities?
Duck hunters and all.
Yeah, well, 4 or 5 of them got.
If I was you, I'd go out there and turn around because you back out, well, you might hit something.
I got you. All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Boy, I like them steps like that.
I do too. I wish mine had it.
Them are nice.
They are. They came with it. Mine's a rock one, but mine's a full type. It didn't have. I like them steps. I've been looking. You're looking at $700. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. For that screensaver, you're looking at $79, and I got 2 dogs.
Wow.
I got a 35 foot. I don't know what this is.
You got a Palomino?
No. I got a Rockwood.
That's what this is, Rockwood.
Mine's Rockwood Signature Series with automatic leveling and mower ride.
I got you.
It's got the works.
What's a mower ride?
No springs.
What does that mean, no springs?
Got independent suspension.
It has a square tube, and it's got 4 triangular rubber bushings.
Ah.
And then there's another piece that goes in and instead of pushing against a spring, it just compresses the rubber bushing.
What's the benefit to it?
Man, we're living a little different life, aren't we?
Well, thank you, Jesus. It's not us.
That's right.
Amen.
It could be.
You know me, don't you?
Well, actually, I was looking. I wasn't thinking. I'm Jason.
Yeah, this is the band.
Yeah.
I'll get you guys.
That's all right.
You the boss man.
Right now, I think I would almost switch places. His house is total.
Oh, man.
My buddies down here took his garage.
Vincent's.
No, I can't think of his last name. Anyway, he works in Fulton.
Okay.
He's a handyman.
Oh, okay. But his house is wiped out, so there's no decision with mine. So far at the business, Grange Insurance has said let's proceed. Okay? At home, my house is damaged tremendously, but it's not supposed to be total. But it's like it's been 11 days and I haven't got the okay. I'm just making progress. We've cleaned up this. I'm gonna lose money anyway. I can't.
One day
I
at a
just gotta
time.
make progress. We cannot sit back. I got to get my house started so that I can concentrate, or we'll really lose money if we can't get this business. Grange has been fantastic up here at Arrowhead. Y'all would have seen this lot. You know.
Oh, I
10
did.
days ago. You
He did. I
I
didn't.
saw it Sunday.
I saw it Sunday for the first time when we come up here to.
Is your building repairable over here?
Yeah. So what we lost basically a fourth of it, but also impacted other. We can either go back to that footprint, or if we want to man up, pay some more, maybe gain some bigger. We're trying at our homes the same way. It's going to lose money.
Yeah.
Maybe try to
Upgrade.
well, or like in our house, do a
Change
different
some
color or
things
something.
that you
yeah, so
didn't
we
like
can be
in the first
well.
place.
We loved everything our house was, but we're thinking if we did the very same, we're gonna get compared to. We had a certain group we like can't get it, so we may do like a wide.
Have you gone to Dresden?
Oh,
There's a big. Hey, hold on. There's a big brick company down there that sells all kinds.
okay.
I've got a.
I haven't been there. Of course, Val, I know
I've
down
got
the
a-
Val place.
Well, that's where they got it.
Yeah.
I got 21 foot road, 75.
We're just overwhelmed. It's like
I'm serious.
Well, I'm sure.
I'm serious.
trying to get things to store things. I lost my rental house. I lost my storage building. I lost my outbuilding. My tractor's running free. But we had about 200 people at our house.
Dresden is where Valves gets all of his.
Isn't it? And again, I just started today, but they want us to do every little doggone estimate instead of just
Did
saying
you
get
get that?
it fixed.
Did you get that?
Driving us bad.
And that's almost next to being impossible
do it.
because there's so much of it.
Yeah.
But hey, let me know.
All right.
My name's Ted Owen.
I'm gonna leave you.
Hey, are you the son to the original owner here?
That Merle was my dad.
Really?
Yeah, Merle was my dad.
Oh,
He
man.
passed away in 19.
Oh man,
But my children are back in it. My niece.
have y'all ever gotten hit like this?
Oh no. Oh no.
Never.
And like I said, what gets us is our house. I'm gonna have my down the road, but we all got it.
Yeah, I hate that for you, man. I sure do. I hate that for them. Dresden got hit too.
Yeah, that's it.
And Kenton, Tennessee got hit.
Hey man, how you gonna do? Freak it out and get it?
Good talking to you fellas.
Good talking to you, sir.
Arrowhead Camping took on a big lick. At least it didn't just completely wipe them out like I was told that it had. Wow. The destruction is just everywhere. People putting blue tarps. Man, I should have brought them blue tarps. I got 2 extra big blue tarps I could have gave somebody. Reason why I'm coming up here is because I got some hand-me-downs pertaining to a bunch of clothing that I had that I've already done outgrowed. Plus I got some food. Plus I got a present or 2 that I bought for kids. I'm gonna have to find some sort of a Goodwill church center or distribution center or something out here somewhere where I can give it to them and then let them pass it out. I'm sure they got it up here somewhere. Good grief, all the power lines down. Just go for miles and miles and miles. Thank you, sir. Nice homes, big nice homes. I bet somewhere in here is probably where that guy was telling about where he lived at. It got all the way back over to the far right, almost as far as you can see. You know, it's amazing that something like this can just start chewing and gnawing and chewing and gnawing and ripping and tearing. And the next thing you know, it gets a wall of debris in its chewing and tearing. And of course, that wall of debris adds that much more destructiveness to the tornado in and of itself. And you tend to wonder which does the worst damage, the wind or the debris inside the wind. I mean, it's a toss-up one way or the other towards what's actually doing all the destruction whenever something like this hits. This right here used to be a community back in here. My God. This looks similar towards what hit up there in Nashville a couple years ago, whenever it just wiped out everything. On the other side of Nashville going towards Cookeville. That's what this looks like. And other catastrophes that I've seen and worked and been. See right there, way on the other side. Let me look right here for a second. See that home right back in there? That sucker's gone. Go over there. I should have brought my chainsaw up here. I hear chainsaws running. Bring my chainsaw up here and help a bunch of these people. I am so sorry that this has happened. Let me see if I can talk to these people real quick. Did y'all make it all right? Did y'all make it through the storm all right?
Rose, let's talk with him.
There's a bunch of them that didn't, huh?
I cannot speak English, or will you?
You can't speak English?
Can
Not good English? Sir, it looks like you made it alive. I mean, it totally ruined out your house, didn't it?
Yeah, we run down into the basement.
I don't blame you.
That pretty much basement's still up. The rest of it ain't.
Well, you know the guy that owns Arrowhead down here, it tore his house all to pieces, didn't it?
Yeah, I seen that.
Is that on the other side or this side?
You can see it from here.
Over where that race car is? Across the road from where that race car is?
Yeah, his house is still standing, but it's that red brick house.
Yeah.
That's his.
He said he had some rental property up here.
He probably did. At one time.
Man, oh man, it just ripped and tore. Well, what actually creates the damage? More so the wind or the debris that the wind picks up?
Pretty much, I'd say the wind, because I was waiting on it. We was waiting on it up here, and we was watching the news, and they was telling us when it was going to hit this area, and we finally. I went to open that glass door. I had that one door open, inside door open. I went to open that glass door because I thought I heard something.
Right.
As soon as I went to try to open it, it wasn't going to open because the pressure was pushing it closed.
Right.
So that was when we run downstairs to the basement. And basically, I got down here to this door, and I was kind of opening up that blind where I could see. And I couldn't see, but all of a sudden that damn wind started hitting it, and
I'm filming some of this.
and
I hope you don't mind, because I come up here to donate some stuff.
yeah,
And my camper originally come from over there at Young Arrowheads.
yeah.
I first heard that Youngbloods got hit, but Youngbloods didn't get hit at all over there. They didn't even get no hail.
The last tornado we had back in, I think, about 2017.
Yeah,
It got
them over there.
yeah. This time it was on this side of Mayfield.
Was that storm though near, even close to being as intense as this one was?
Now, this one here probably more.
Oh, I'm sure, because it got downtown. This one didn't it?
Yeah,
Well, but was you here whenever the ice storm hit?
yeah.
So between the ice storm and tornado in 2017, and now this tornado, you guys is really taking it on the cheek, aren't you?
Yeah,
I mean, just one calamity after another.
yeah, yeah.
My God.
Yeah, I had just moved back to Mayfield, or this area. I lived in Birmingham, Alabama. I'm from this area, but I lived down in Birmingham, Alabama.
Well, you had storms down there.
Yeah, I went through the Katrina down there.
You got not only that, but wasn't there a storm in what was it?
Well, there was some tornadoes.
20 and 12 or something like that that hit up there in Alabama that tore them all to pieces, wasn't it?
Well, I still have contact with that one old boy, and they had some tornadoes that hit. And he told me, he said, well, watch your neighborhood out. So I was working up in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and I had to go to like Granger. Well, I knew where Granger was at, so I went to Granger, and while I was there, where I lived at wasn't that damn far. So I went over there to see what it looked like.
It wiped them out, didn't it? It hit a college or something over there, didn't it?
Well,
Or a university or something, didn't it?
probably did. now where I lived at, it wiped out. It was like every other house. It took me 3 times for. That was I moved from there in 2008, July 2008, and it was probably 2014 or first of 2015 when I was down there.
Right. And that's whenever that one hit.
And
Down there. Was that the same one also that went up towards North Carolina?
it could have been, but I know it wiped out. I went through that neighborhood I lived at, and it hit every other house. The house I lived in was still there, but the block garage was gone.
Does the C stand for condemned?
No, I think that means it's been checked. The FEMA and them come by,
Okay.
and basically they write that to make sure, or to let somebody know
That it has been looked at.
yeah. They basically what they was looking for, they was looking for bodies and stuff.
Sure.
So
I helped them down there at Katrina, doing the exact same thing, collecting bodies and doing debris removal down there. I stayed down there for almost a year down there at Katrina. Matter of fact, that's where I first cut my teeth on the first catastrophe.
Yeah.
That was just, this one right here ain't too far from being like Katrina, is it?
no, I went to I worked down in New Orleans. I was working down there for about a month or two, and that was back. Well, actually, it was when 9/11 happened, and then I had to go down there.
9/11. 9/11 happened before Katrina.
Oh yeah, I know, it was 2001.
Right.
I was down there, so I knew what New Orleans looked like.
Okay.
And so I had to go when I lived in Houston about 5 years, and I had to travel down to New Orleans. So that was the first time, and this was in, I don't know, 2000 and probably 13. I had to go down there.
And I bet the landscape looked totally different, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
So you must have been down there on, what do they call that, the 9th Ward or something like that down there?
Probably was. Where I was at was where it was old, where it was a railroad.
Okay.
The Public Belt Railroad.
Yeah.
So I was down there working.
So have you ever worked in any of these catastrophes towards actually for FEMA or doing cleanup work or anything like that?
No.
Well, it's intense. It's intense, and I guarantee you, I don't know who is developing a landmine, but whoever does, it's going to get full. I don't know if I don't know what kind of gully or what kind of low spot they're going to pick, but it's going to get full, ain't it?
Yeah, I remember that ice storm they had here. I know all the trees and stuff.
Yes, sir.
Oh, they had a.
See, I helped come up here and work the ice storm.
Mm-hmm.
Do you by chance remember it was a church, and I don't know if I got the name of the church, that had a couple 18-wheelers sitting up there that come in from downtown Atlanta that worked for the crisis center, and they basically pulled up and opened up basically both sides of the trailer and turned it into a public kitchen.
Oh hell.
Yeah, we was feeding probably 4,000 or 5,000 people in the morning, 4,000 or 5,000 people at noon, and about 4,000 or 5,000 people at nighttime.
Yeah.
And stayed up there, until they finally got all the power on and all the military went back home.
Yeah.
For about 6 weeks, I stayed up here helping you guys,
Yeah.
trying to help you out.
Mom and them, they live in Marshall County. That's where I'm staying at right now. But
Marshall County. What's in Marshall? What's the seat of Marshall County?
Benton.
Murray?
Benton.
Benton. Okay, Benton.
They went without power for about 3 weeks to a month.
In the ice storm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And I know now I lived downtown Mayfield at the time, and I think maybe it's most. I actually went and bought a generator because I went and bought a generator like on a Thursday or Friday after the storm, and it was I come back up here and set it up on a Saturday. Sunday was the next day. Sunday was the Super Bowl. So I was gonna come back up here and watch the Super Bowl and crank that generator up. As soon as I got there, I cranked that, pulled it out, cranked it up. About an hour after it letting it run, I went out there to check on it.
Yeah.
I got to looking underneath the neighbor's door and the light was on. What the hell? I said, is he tapping on in my thing?
Right.
And so I just I went out there and shut the damn generator off.
Right.
Well, I went to look, and that damn light was still on. And the neighbor above me, he pulls up. I said, how long's the damn power been on? He said, about 10 minutes after you left yesterday. I said, yo, yeah. So I bought that damn generator for nothing. So,
Right. When I spent $400 or $500 on a generator.
I think about 900. I think's what it was.
Oh, you must have got you one of those 4,500 watt.
55.
4,500 volts or whatever.
Yeah, it's a 5,500.
55.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That'll run you a couple of ice boxes and that'll help you through the hard times.
yeah, I got to take it, try to get it worked on right now. I actually hadn't. I think that ice storm. I had it running, and I think I cranked it up one time since.
Right.
And now I've got to take it. I drained oil out of it back 2 months ago and drained the gas out of it, but now I'm gonna have to take it. Tried cranking it, I couldn't get it cranked. So
You know, some of those generators, I don't know if you know this or not, but yours may not be this way, but some of them generators, if the oil level gets so low, the generator won't crank. It won't run.
Well, when I went to crank it up,
Got some sort of a safety feature on it to where it won't run at all. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, well, I went to crank it up, and I went to check the oil. As soon as I checked that oil just come out overflowing out of the oil. So I went ahead.
The oil spigot?
Yeah, where the oil, you pour the oil in.
Right.
I drained the oil out of it. Then I went ahead and drained the gas out of it, and I tried to cranking it. So I'm gonna just take it. I couldn't get it cranked, so I'm gonna take it somewhere.
So are you going to eventually just go over there at Benton and live over there with your mother while you're rebuilding the house? Is that what you plan on doing, or are you planning on staying here or what?
I'm gonna probably
Take your losses and go on?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you know good and well this whole neighborhood, this whole town ain't going to be the same. This is one of them generation storms, ain't it?
Yeah.
Where it's going to take at least 10 years
Yeah.
to really start looking like anything. I mean, the first 6 months to a year, there'll be a few buildings that'll pop up, but as far as getting it back like it was, yeah, you're looking at probably 4 or 5 years.
Well, I'm from Marshall County anyway. So
Oh, are you?
yeah. I growed up in,
So you're right up there by Grand Rivers then,
yeah,
by the state park.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just outside of. I'm from Hardin, which I don't know if you ever heard of Hardin or Aurora.
Oh yeah, the Aurora, Kentucky. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm from that area right there anyway.
I got you. Well, listen, the reason why I'm up here, I ain't just yik-yakking to be yik-yakking. I'm so sorry about your damage that you've got, okay? But I've got some clothes in the back end here, a bunch of them, that I want to give to somebody, and I'm pretty sure they probably got some distribution centers set up at these churches or whatever buildings that are. Do you know where the closest one would be?
No, not really. I don't. It'd be at a church, or there's the Ford place. They got some kind of
Red Cross or something up there?
something going on there at the Ford dealership.
Okay.
And right before you, depends on when you come in, there was a bank right there on the corner.
I come in from up here off the interstate up here to check out the Arrowhead RV Center because I was told it wiped it plumb off the map, and it just about did. But they got enough buildings that they can salvage themselves there.
Yeah, they had quite a few that was turned over.
Right. It didn't tear up all their inventory, but it tore up probably 50% or.
He got a pretty good pretty good hit between that and his house.
Where was the worst of it? Am I in the thick of it right here, or was the worst of it downtown?
Probably downtown where the court square is. If you turn right, go up 45.
Yeah.
That place right there got hit, but that's because you're in the city limits and everything's closer. Here, right.
But isn't that kind of in a low spot right there too, also? Or am I thinking more going back towards the interstate where that big cemetery and all is, where the old cemetery is?
There's a cemetery just right off the right.
It is.
Right there on 45.
I got
going
you.
Towards Paducah. I think that's 45.
Yeah.
Going towards Paducah. If you go towards the court square and the Mayfield City place was I think pretty much demolished. Then you got your court square on your left, and there's a bank in front of it.
Have you heard anybody give any type of estimate towards exactly how many homes and how many businesses got destroyed? Because I'm from Weakley County, and we basically got about 100 structures destroyed right up there in Dresden, Tennessee.
Yeah, well, I was wondering how bad Tennessee got hit.
We got hit pretty hard in Weakley County, and it also hit O'Brien County on two different ends. It got Kenton, Tennessee, which is actually in Gibson County, but then it got down there by Real Foot Lake in Sandburg, and it just tore them all. That's where they had the biggest fatalities down there, was 4 or 5. Did y'all have any fatalities here in this neighborhood that you know of?
Not in this neighborhood. Now, there's probably 20-something people that died in this county.
In this county alone?
Yeah.
Really?
And there was, I think, 9 that was killed in that candle factory.
Right.
I think just one more just died here about a day or two.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I knew that they found a 13-year-old girl late Saturday night, and wasn't that awful about the baby still being stuck up in the tree?
Yeah.
That was awful.
Yeah. But I think there was like 20-something just in Grays County that was killed.
Yeah. In total, it's over 70, isn't it? Just in Kentucky alone, state of Kentucky alone.
Yeah. Here.
You're lucky. I'm telling you, you're very, very lucky that your house was strong enough that it only took the top off, and it destroyed that whole room right there. Was there a room right there?
Yeah, there was a room. That was a bedroom right there.
Was that your bedroom?
No, it was my bedroom. Was on the back side.
I got you.
But I mean, it's still got my bedroom still got a roof on it.
But it's unrepairable.
Yeah,
you can't repair nothing like that.
FEMA come in. I wouldn't want to trust it because of the basement part of it, because you don't know how.
If you don't watch, though, your insurance company will come in here and they'll say, "Oh, you got this and you got that. We're going to have to prorate over here and prorate over there." If you don't watch them, they'll beat you out of every freaking dime they can beat you out of. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
You know how they are.
Yeah.
Probably the best thing for you to do right now is get all your personal belongings out of there and hire one of these backhoes and destroy it. That way, all the evidence is gone. That way, they can't.
Yeah, they've already been. They come here last
and took pictures.
Thursday. Yeah, took pictures of it.
Yeah.
They're supposed to be coming back out here and taking the measurements. How big the house is.
Who'd you have insurance with?
State Farm.
Yeah. Well, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
State Farm is.
But
But now Grange and some of those other ones.
Yeah.
Oh, they're vicious, man.
Yeah, cutthroats.
They're cutthroats, big time.
I figure, in since there's so much damage, I imagine the federal government's going to be trying to be bailing them out on.
Almost have to be. If not, they're going to all have to declare bankruptcy and forfeit on paying any of you anything, huh? I tell you what, whenever I worked at Katrina damage down there in southern Mississippi, I couldn't tell you the amount of families that I seen getting beat out of claim after claim after claim after claim. I'm talking about people that had policies for 35, 40, 50 years that never had turned in a claim. Yeah. And then all of a sudden they needed their insurance company to back them.
They skipped town.
Barely gave them like $2,500 to start all over again, and they thought that they had like a $200,000 house because it was right there on the Gulf. You know what I'm saying? Right there, a good view. Yeah. You know, thought that they was going to be protected. Oh, no, you didn't have flood insurance. Oh, I didn't have flood insurance. Well, I didn't realize a Hurricane Katrina was going to create a 30, 40-foot wall of water that was going to create the freaking You know, they beat people, man. It drove people into suicide down there.
Oh, I guarantee it.
Yes, sir. There was probably 6, 7, 8, 10 suicides a day down there that I listened to, shots going off every day for 6 months. Yeah. And of course, you knew about our catastrophe that hit this year over there in Waverly, right? Waverly, Tennessee.
What happened?
We got 17.5 inches in about 4 or 5 hours.
How long ago has this been?
About 4 months, 5 months ago.
Yeah,
back in the summer.
I probably heard something about it. I
killed over 22 people.
Oh wow!
You know where Loretta Lynn's Do Ranch is over there in Middle Tennessee.
Yeah. I've never been there, but I know about
it knocked a levee completely out and killed one of her foremans, and I mean it devastated probably at least a third of the structures that was in Waverly, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Put them underwater. I mean, we're talking about rushing, moving water. But the point that I'm trying to make is this: I've heard people make mention, oh yeah, the insurance. Well, I had flood insurance. The insurance company come by and said, well, it was the wrong kind of flood insurance.
Oh.
Right, you had moving water versus still water flood insurance. And I'm thinking to myself, you know, they'll come up with any and everything to try to save themselves a buck, because if you take something on a big catastrophe like this, if they can save $5, $7, $10,000 on this home, $5, $7, $10,000 on that home, well, you know, you get to looking at 3,000 or 4,000 homes. You've done saved yourself a wad of money, $2 or $3 million that you've done saved the insurance company by cutting here and cutting there. And what they don't realize, they're actually bogusing on their commitment on their customer base. And to me, it's like legalized extortion. And how come this government allows for stuff like that to occur? Those people ought to go to jail. You hear me? They ought to go to jail.
I'm surprised they probably went to. They probably had to go to court over that shit.
Oh, there's probably still cases down in Mississippi they're having court over.
Yeah.
I know this. Whenever it come to cleanup, I was with a crew that come out of Lexington, Tennessee, but I hooked up with another crew out of Colorado, and in total they said that they spent almost $60,000 in coming down there, bringing all their big equipment down there, setting up shop down there, and they done 2 or 3 little moderate jobs, but it wasn't nothing to pay their expenses, and then had to load up everything and take it back to Colorado Springs. You know why? Because Mississippi had an enclosed market to where if you was a general contractor from another state, you had to come in and get underneath another general contractor to become a subcontractor just to be able to do any work down there. Yeah. So they had it closed off to the point that a lot of them people that brought all those bulldozers and backhoes down there and just left them, well, you know why? Yeah. Once they got down there and they realized what kind of situation that they was dealing with, it's like, well, this is hopeless. Yeah. This is hopeless.
The states, they put a stranglehold and getting the work done.
Well, in one way, you can't really blame them, but in another way,
I can see both ways.
Yeah,
they're trying to protect people from Mississippi, the workers, but when you have something like that to happen, then you actually the people there's not going to be enough people from Mississippi.
No, they ought to have limitations on their laws like that, to where once it exceeds, let's say, $1 billion in damages, then that law no longer applies. We're going to allow for any and everybody to come in here and help us rebuild. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Mississippi's a poor state.
They ought to have a cap on it.
Yeah, Mississippi's a poor state anyway. I mean, they couldn't.
I don't know. Kentucky's pretty poor too.
They're probably better shape than Mississippi.
Yeah, they're probably better shape than Mississippi. Lexington, Bowling Green. I mean, Paducah. I mean, you got some big towns in Kentucky that are doing very well. But then on the other hand, you go up to Eastern Kentucky, and there's where your poor people are.
Yeah. Eastern Kentucky's. If you've never been to Eastern Kentucky or been here, it's like
night and day.
Yeah.
You know where Florence, Kentucky is?
Yeah.
Up around Big Bone?
Yeah, I know about where Florence is. I've probably passed through there a few times. I travel.
It's right across the river from Cincinnati,
Oh yeah, I just come
from the
through.
Ohio River there.
Yeah, I just come through there then.
And then you got LaGrange. It's on up,
Yeah.
probably another hour and a half up that way. But those people's whole concept towards how they think, how they talk. They don't even talk like me and you.
No,
They got such of a broad to them. You got to really listen to what they're saying
Yeah.
because it's almost like a different language.
Well, yeah, it's you got to first those Appalachian people. Now, like I said, if you've been to Eastern Kentucky, you would think
That's up where we're talking about, up there pretty close to the Hatfields and McCoy place,
Yeah.
where they went to shooting and killing one another over a daggum razorback hog, wasn't it?
Yeah, probably. And you would think everybody from Kentucky is ignorant, but it's like I say, the western part of Kentucky and the eastern part of Kentucky is just it's two different
worlds,
Yeah.
two different countries.
Yeah.
It's that much difference.
Yeah.
Of course, Tennessee's like that too. I mean, Northwest Tennessee or West Tennessee, down around Jackson, Tennessee, and Memphis is totally different once you pass. Once you get up to Nashville, and of course, once you pass Nashville and go to Cookeville, and then once you go on over to Knoxville, that's a whole different attitude over there.
Yeah. Imagine
It is.
Tennessee is probably a lot like Kentucky.
It is.
The east and the west coast. I call this the west coast of Kentucky.
Well, that old boy right there in that backhoe. What do you call that thing that looks like a thumb on them backhoes?
No idea.
Man, he's doing a heck of a cleanup job right there, isn't he?
Yeah.
You didn't mind me documenting this conversation, did you? I'll put it on my YouTube channel. I mean, I hate it that all this has happened. Is there anything that I can personally do?
Nah. How good shape are you? I've got a generator I need to lift up.
I can help you do that.
I've got that portable generator. I need to try to get it up in my truck.
I can help you do that.
Well,
Let's do that.
She ain't strong.
I know. What is she, a Korean or what? Thai? I see. Let me cut this thing off.